Madden NFL 23. And up next, it's Deshaun Watson. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Browns and the Bears under the lights on Thursday night.
First opened in 19. Cade York set to do the honors here, and we are underway from Cleveland. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Throwing on first down. Byrd. His throw incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Wide open receiver complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 17 carries, 83 yards.
Well, obviously he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
On 3rd and 2, Byrd. And that is incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, but any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Byrd. And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. 2nd down. They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. There goes a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later, hey, it's game day again. But I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, you know?
Well, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots. And here you have a quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 16 carries, 107 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. I think you'd have to say Nick Chubb, pound for pound, one of the most powerful runners in the NFL. He proved it there. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd and a couple, Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this, and it is cold, it is also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football.
On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They go up the middle with Chubb, and he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Here's Watson. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb, and he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now it's Watson. That's caught left side. Ruckert with it. Touchdown! Jeremy Ruckert from 6 yards away. And the Browns have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now 14-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And all of that was capped off by a Jeremy Ruckert touchdown catch. Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football because, as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for the Browns team. Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble their chances here a little bit. We got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
York on now for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance. Going to Woods, but that pass is intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone. The Browns defense has a touchdown. Now for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Back to throw. Bird. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he will have the Bears first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. On 1st and 10. Bird. And his throw here's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked up by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
22 yards there, a 1st down. To throw is Watson. Another catch for Valdez-Scantling. And he's brought down. This duo locked in. 14 yards there and a 1st down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there.
And that's going to be caught from Browns. Touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Browns continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by York is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now, that'll be caught by St. Brown. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
To throw on second down. Byrd. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him. So then they have 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It's fielded at the 45. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10.
The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. Right now, everything they touch.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked up by Jalen Johnson.
And the Bears are going to take over
at their own 41. So the interception there. And Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched the playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, Watson. This is caught. Touchdown, Browns. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game.
And the Browns will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by York is up and good.
And it is 42-0.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before break.
Byrd over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up this weekend in the NFL. Some great games still to come. And I think we highlighted one of the better ones right there as they'll square off.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 22.
He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
56 yards on the ground for him so far. Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. On fourth down, Watson. Got a man, it's Schwartz, complete. And he's going to pick up the Browns' first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the fourth down play to result in 23 yards. And Chubb will try the middle here. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Watson to run with it. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on third down, Watson. Got an open man. It's David Njoku, the tight end. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Give. This is Chubb. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards there and a first down. From the red zone now, Watson. This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. And we're back now here in Cleveland. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Back to throw, Watson. Touchdown! Jeremy Ruckert, his 3rd touchdown, a game number 14 on the year. And the Browns are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
On first down, Byrne. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. York on down for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chicago offense set to get started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun. Bird. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a play that's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
And Watson has enough for the 1st down yardage as he slides to the turf.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
Now a man open down the middle of the field.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And they don't seem to be done trying to drive that football.
Yeah, and continue your theme about one team enjoying it. One fan base is enjoying it as well. The other fan base, they might disagree with what they've seen, but the one that's winning, they're certainly getting their money's worth.
89 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Here's Chubb on the read option.
And down inside the 15 he goes. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And the Browns are going to have it 1st and goal as they'll take this down to about the 3.
And Watson's going to throw it here.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort.